Good morning, Vietnam! How are we doing this morning, baby? What is up, everybody? Welcome to Trey's Trades, where you freaking talk fast and don't skip class. Like a perfect place saying that I'm not a financial advisor or expert, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Let's get into the video. So today, my friends, my family, my fellow Gorilla Gang, we're going to be talking about AMC here, and there's not much to update here in the pre-market. There's not many, technical analysis things that I can point out to in this moment in time. Want to check that out, see yesterday's video. What I'd like to talk about is expectations on a day-to-day basis, right? So there's a lot of things that have been going on. A lot of things around the news, the financial media. You've got this new filing that came out, the NSCC 002, which it could automate margin calls, right? You've got call options, blah, 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 this, that, that, right? And it's coming again, right? Now, I want to offer this perspective to kind of make things a little bit mentally easier for anybody who might be holding AMC stock, right? Obviously, it's your entire financial decision and responsibility to decide what you want to do, right? But I think it's a good thing not to set expectations. And this, ties in directly with due diligence, as well as time frames, as well as price targets, and, that whole sort of 9 yards, because these are the facts, right? AMC, on any given day, is going to show you exactly what is going to happen outside of your control, regardless of what we think is going to happen. So we can have an estimate, right? But that's not an expectation. It's an estimate. It's a prediction, right? Those sort of things, that switch, right? That expectation versus prediction sort of mentality is really going to make life 10 times easier for anybody out there who's holding AMC stock, because they're not going to be always expecting things and being let down, right? This is why when I give technical analysis, I don't give one scenario. I give a couple scenarios. I think about it like this. Look, if we're in a bearish scenario, you might see a touchdown at $51. If we're in a bullish scenario, the resistance would be at about 70-ish, right? In this sort of bull flag scenario, this large pennant formation, right? You'd be looking at a nice push over this, this horizontal level of resistance. It's scenarios, it's predictions. There's a couple different ways that things can pan out, right? So it's important to step into any sort of due diligence, any sort of research, any sort of, expectation, and look at it instead as a prediction. Yeah, it'd be awesome if call options ran in the money from out the money, but how can we predict when that's going to happen? How can we predict how far up it's going to go? How can we predict the price? How can we predict how much it'll gamma squeeze, right? How can we predict what's going to happen with NSCC 002, right? Now, this isn't me discounting any of that stuff, but it's saying this. You've got kind of two circles here, right? You've got this inner circle of stuff that you can actually control, right? The stuff you can control is your own financial responsibility. When you buy, when you sell, right? Doing your own research, doing your own due diligence, doing your own number crunching, that sort of stuff. Outer circle is other people, things that you cannot control, right? This would be the SEC, the NSCC, the DTCC, all these different filings that are coming out, what the hedge funds, the institutions, the big firms, what they're going to do, right? Can't control that. So what you can do is have a very strong conviction in a hypothesis for a long position in AMC stock, for this, this whole entire movement, if that is something that you are a part of, right? You can control that, but you cannot control other people. You can't, right? That's outside of your realm and my realm, the ape's realm of control. So it's good to have predictions as to what will happen. I personally predict that this 002 ruling will do some sort of good for the stock market and some sort of good for AMC. When will that be? How much will it do? How many hedge funds will go bankrupt, right? I can't predict those sort of things, right? That's an expectation. And that is only going to leave people feeling like they got screwed, anytime in life even, or in the stock market, when I go into something with an expectation, here's a story, for example, right? I used to go into races all the time. I'd run the mile, I'd run the 5K, I'd run the 10K, and I'd think to myself, today I'm going to run freaking, 4:30 in the mile for the first time. I ended up running 4:24 before I had to quit, but I'd go in and say, hey, I'm going to run 4:30. And every time I tried to run 4:30, I couldn't get my body to do it, right? It wasn't running fluid, it wasn't smooth, everything didn't click, right? It messed with the way that I thought about things. So instead, what I would do is I shifted that paradigm and went in with predictions, zones, if you could, right? This would be an A race for me, 4:30. This would be a B race, 4:35. This would be a C race, 4:38, right? I'd just go through these boxes. And then when I go to that race, I take what the table gives me, right? I take what my body let me do that individual day. I just push myself as far as it would let me go, right? Same thing as with AMC stock. Take what the table gives you every single day. That's all that you can do as an individual investor, is take what the table is giving you. And that's what I've got for this morning video. So blah, 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 no spill, drop a like, subscribe, what we want to do, my friends. Catch you on the next one. Like taps, baby. Much love and peace.